guys, thanks for joining. Jeremy here. Today's, Friday, February 18th, 2022. This is day 2 of 55-gallon tank maintenance day. Why is it taking 2 days? Might even take 3, because we're doing a major replant. Yesterday we went through and cut out a lot of plants. We dug up some plants. There was quite a bit of grasses. These are either Vallisneria or Sagittaria. They were sold to me as dwarf sag. I don't think it's dwarf Sagittaria. That's like 2 times too tall. There's also quite a bit of Agario Densa. This is also known as Agario. And I've been cutting out the tall growth of parrot's feather, Myriophyllum aquatica. Lastly, I just pulled out one of the 2 plants that is not a South American native plant. There was a Cryptocoryne, and I dropped it in here like 8 months ago because I got it from a buddy. Didn't really have a place to put it. This tank wasn't grown out, and I needed some more plants, so I stuck it in there knowing that I was going to remove it. Similarly, if you look to the other side here, right back here by the sponge filter, which I've just cleaned, this has a fluval sponge filter, and in pulling that out, I really stirred up quite a bit of dust because it doesn't get cleaned very often. This tank has no heater. The only water circulation aside from the fish swimming around is the sponge filter, which is air powered. What I'm doing right now is getting out the other non-South American native plant. This is an Anubias plant. It's African. Oh look, it's possibly even starting to, no, I think that's just a leaf. I thought it might have been flowering for you. Anyway, I'm not going to be using this. I'll probably take it over and drop it in tank M, which is an African tank we're using with an aquaponics system. For now, I'm just going to set it aside. Most of the plants that I have that I'm going to be replanting are set up here. So we'll start with the Agario, just the Agario Densa, and I think I would like to see it maybe growing out from some of this stuff. There's kind of a visually bare spot in the front of what was a pretty good jungle zone. Right here in front of this artificial mangrove root. This and a couple of other pieces are just resin cast mangrove roots. They're not real. And that, I'm pretty sure it isn't real. I think it actually came from an aquarium store, or like a major pet store is probably more like it. So this is my oldest tank that I've had in this house. And it's been here in its current spot since about 2013. That's a guess, but maybe 2012. But planting some more of these grasses back in the back where I pulled the Cryptocoryne out just about 20 minutes ago. Cool, that filled up kind of an empty space back there. And these are just a few of the parrot's feathers. And I've got one of these buckets that's actually just full of cuttings that came out of this tank. So I've got plenty to choose from, but just as a demo, I'll show you how I will be replanting these. Feel free to check back to the video we shared yesterday of actually trimming and why I was trimming. There was just a ton of light that we were losing from the system. That's kind of a lame trim. This is that one. So we're going to find the best of this parrot's feather, which is probably not the last stuff that I pulled out. There's a little bit more grass. Those are just kind of some junky bits. This stuff might look a lot better. Yeah. These aren't very tall, so when they actually go in the tank, they'll have time to grow before they're just immediately sprawling along the surface again. So I'll plant just a couple more of these before any sea monsters get me, and we'll move on to shooting part 3 of the video, which is going to be a fairly large water change, about a 2/3, 66% water change. What that's going to do for us is help us drop the nitrates down, and This tank hasn't had a water change in months. Not sure how many, but it's been a while. So nitrates have had a bit of time to build up. Again, the only filtration in here and the only water movement are the sponge filter. So, aside from fish swirling around, we're going to get this planted. We're going to drop the water level down so it's a little easier to plant, and we'll pull out some of the muck. We're not going to remove any of the mulm, the buildup from the bottom of the tank. We want that. That's good. It's actually part of our biological stuff. Check these out. Catfish are really stirring stuff up. So, with that, catch us later. Give us a like, subscribe, and we hope to catch you soon. Thanks.